Remember, if you have any questions during or after the presentation, you can visit the institution's virtual.
So I left it at that. So I did say that we can take a look at so
Our next presenter will be Susie Swartz from Western Carolina. So I'll let her go ahead and
involved and then we can go from there.
Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Susie Swartz, and I am the Senior Assistant Director of Freshman Admission here at Western Carolina. I am excited to share some more information about our school with you, and also want to mention that my colleague Adam is over in our Zoom lobby room ready to answer your questions, so you can follow that link that was provided in order to ask him any questions about Western. Okay. And unfortunately, it looks like my screen sharing is paused. I'm going to try that again. Whoops. Okay. So I am going to share a brief overview of Western Carolina and a little bit about us and who we are and what makes us Western. So we are the westernmost UNC system school located in the beautiful Cullowhee Valley that you see there on the screen. We are right where the Blue Ridge and Smoky Mountains meet. And so if you are looking for that rural small town college experience, that is really what we are all about. That campus that you see there is our main campus in Cullowhee, about an hour west of Asheville, and you can walk that in give or take about 15 to 20 minutes, and we have housing options right there on the campus that I'll talk a little bit about in just a minute. But just a few quick facts for you. We are located on those 600 acres that you saw there. We offer 120 different majors and minors, and I'll talk about some of our programs in just a minute. We offer 170 different clubs and organizations, and I'll be sharing a little bit more about student life today as well. And then we have a student body of about 12,000 students, so we're a medium-sized institution. And I like to say that we have sort of the best of both worlds in terms of being able to offer all the resources of being part of the UNC system, being a medium-sized public institution, and at the same time having that smaller school, everybody knows everybody kind of feel. It's a nice balance between being able to know a lot of people and meet new people and learn new things. So you could walk across our campus, and during that walk, maybe you'll see a dozen people you know and a dozen people you don't. And you can see a little bit more of the breakdown of our student body there on the screen. About 4,500 of our students live right on campus, and many others live in off-campus apartments right near campus within about a mile, either within walking or shuttle distance of campus. Here are a few of our academic programs that I want to highlight. We were actually founded as a teachers college back in 1889. So education is our oldest major and one of our most popular. We offer a huge range of programs there as far as middle grades education, elementary education, subject-specific education, so everything from math education to science education to art education, so a huge range of programs within the education department, and you'll actually be gaining your classroom hours and that firsthand experience before you graduate, and that goes for all of our majors, and I'll talk a little bit more about the hands-on learning opportunities in just a minute. But a few other programs I want to highlight: nursing and the health sciences. We have some excellent, strong programs there. We have a new health sciences building on our Millennial campus just down the road from our main campus in Cullowhee, with state-of-the-art facilities for students to use. You're actually gaining experience learning on, for example, on mannequins that simulate real-life situations. When you're in the nursing program, we also have great options like emergency medical care, where you can train to become an EMT. It's an awesome program, and we've got a campus EMS as well that students can be a part of. And we have programs like integrated health sciences, which is a great major if you know you want to go into the health science field, but you want to explore a few different areas of that, everything from the health management side to a pre-professional track, for example, if you're preparing for med school. We also offer engineering. We have electrical, mechanical, general engineering. We have a whole set of labs that students will gain experience in. So you are supervised initially in your earlier years or semesters at Western, and then you are encouraged to and actually required to do research and in a capstone project as an engineering student. So for example, working with a local company or organization in your senior year on a project, an innovative new project. For example, we had students in the engineering department last year work with the Nantahala Outdoor Center, which is an adventure center here in Western North Carolina, to develop a more advanced tracking system for their river rafts. So really cool stuff going on in the engineering department. And then we have some great programs in forensic science, and we have criminal justice. And students who are interested in this, I encourage you, if you are interested in working in a crime lab in the scientific side, go for forensic science. You can do a biology or chemistry concentration, for example, doing something like DNA analysis. If you're interested in more the investigative side, go for criminal justice. We also offer a forensic anthropology program that's housed in the anthropology department. Some students will pair up with either one of these majors. It is the study of human bones. So we actually are one of only 6 schools in the U.S. who offer a facility that we call the Forest, which is a decomposition facility. So students who want to gain that experience, learning that if they want to go into the field of forensics, there is a facility just off campus that students are able to volunteer at and gain experience at. A few other highlights for our programs. We have an excellent College of Business with a huge range of programs, everything from entrepreneurship to marketing, accounting, finance, and then we've got some more specialized programs such as sport management and hospitality and tourism management. And we're in a great location for that hospitality and tourism management in a popular tourist area in the mountains of North Carolina. And you're required to do an internship as part of that major. We also have programs in music and theater. We have faculty who have been on Broadway, gaining that professional experience, sharing that with students. These are audition-based programs, and we have a stage that is just a few feet shy of Broadway size as well, if you're interested in musical theater. We are also home to the Pride of the Mountains Marching Band. You don't have to be a music major to join that. Some of them are, but we have some fantastic music and theater programs in our College of Fine and Performing Arts. And then we also have really popular majors in communications that have concentrations in things like public relations or broadcasting. And biology. We have biology, environmental science, and we have basically a giant outdoor laboratory right in our backyard in the mountains of North Carolina. We're in a super biodiverse area, so you're going to be out learning by doing. And I've got a photo on the next slide that shows a little bit more about that. But first, just want to mention that for a university of our size, we are super proud to be able to offer a 17-to-1 student to faculty ratio and classes, the majority of classes with 30 or fewer students in them. For the most part, your classes are going to be in that range on the smaller side. You will have a few intro classes early on in your time at Western that have, maybe 50, 60 students, the larger introductory classes that everyone is taking their first year, for example. But once you specialize in your major, your class sizes are going to get a lot smaller. And faculty are all about that individualized attention and giving students that chance to learn by doing. They all have office hours. They want to get you out doing things that are related directly to what you want to do with your major. So for example, here I mentioned the biology and environmental sciences. We have plenty of space around our campus, in and around our campus, for students to actually go out and do research in the field. So you're not just sitting in a classroom taking notes, you are actually learning by doing. A few quick facts. I know we wanted to highlight just 5 things that make us us. We have the oldest, largest honors college. We've got about 1,300 students in our honors college at Western that I'll talk about in just a moment. We have been consistently recognized in the top 10 for participation in the National Conference on Undergrad Research since 2006. So we consistently send students to that, and that goes along with just what I mentioned about learning by doing, as far as students being able to gain that experience before graduating and being able to present at a conference. It's a really cool opportunity because a lot of the time students don't have the chance to do that until going on to grad school. So to get to be able to do that while you're pursuing your bachelor's degree in a field that you're super interested in is fantastic experience for you. We've also been voted the #1 outdoor adventure college by Blue Ridge Outdoors magazine for 5 years. We won for 4 years in a row. The 5th year, the magazine actually asked us to step back from the competition for a year to give some other schools an opportunity to win. And then last year, they let us back into the competition and we won again. So we are consistently recognized for our offerings in outdoor activities. We're also a very green school, and this is something that students may not know about us, but we have been recognized among top institutions for energy reduction. The Princeton Review recognizes us as a green college. We have 2 LEED certified buildings on campus, and we have facilities like a electron garden, a solar garden, where there's basically solar panels that students can hang their hammocks under. You can go and charge your devices and hang out. So there's an emphasis on clean energy. And we're also recognized for our dedication to community service. We have a lot of service learning opportunities on campus. Our Greek organizations are heavily involved in service learning and philanthropy. So that is something that we are consistently recognized for. And I mentioned the Honors College on the previous slide, and I just want to go into a few quick facts about that because this is a wonderful opportunity that we offer. I mentioned there are 1,300 honors students, and they have the opportunity to live in one of those residence halls that you see on the right-hand side there, either Blue Ridge or Balsam Hall. They're at the heart of campus, and they're 2 of our newer residence halls. The Honors College offices are right downstairs, so you can go, you know, on your way to breakfast if you want to stop in and ask your advisor a question. They are there to help you out. We also have small class sizes in the Honors College, early registration for classes, and opportunities for leadership, such as being involved in our honors board student group. You don't have to fill out an extra application for the Honors College if you are a first-year student. So if you're applying to Western, you don't need to fill out an extra application. And I'll talk a little bit about our application process in just a minute. But just a few things about the criteria. In order to be considered for the Honors College, you need to meet at least one of those GPA or class rank criteria below if your school ranks. This year for 2021, they're not really paying attention to test scores as a key criteria. If you have them, certainly submit them, but any one of those 3 criteria would be needed to potentially be considered. And if you are coming in as a transfer student, or if you are a current student who did not receive an offer for the Honors College coming in as a first-year student, you can be considered with a 3.5 GPA or higher. And that there is the heart of campus. You can see those 2 Honors College residence halls there on the left, right next to our courtyard dining hall, which is one of our 2 dining halls on campus. So again, very centrally located part of campus. A little bit about student life. So we offer 170 different clubs and organizations, and if there's something that you're interested in that we don't offer, you can actually start it up with 10 friends and a faculty or staff advisor. I mentioned Greek life is one opportunity. We've got 20 fraternities and sororities that put a heavy emphasis on philanthropy as one of their key activities. Each of them has, you know, a national philanthropy cause that they're affiliated with. So there are opportunities there. There's also a housing called the Village that you would have the option to live in as a student in a fraternity or sorority. Most majors also have clubs associated with them. So you can join a club affiliated with your academic interest, athletic clubs. So we are Division I in the Southern Conference. We offer 16 different varsity sports, but we also offer sports at the club level and intramural level. And so there's a huge range of programs there. We have everything from softball on the intramural level to Quidditch. So there's a Quidditch team at Western, a club Quidditch team as well. So if you're a Harry Potter fan, we have that for you. But there's a huge range of activities to get involved in on the athletic side. We also, I mentioned, are the #1 outdoor adventure college. So Base Camp Cullowhee is a wonderful opportunity to take advantage of our location in the mountains of North Carolina. We have activities, everything from rock climbing 101 to skiing in nearby Maggie Valley, to going rafting, to kayaking. Students can rent out kayaks or canoes, go hiking. We've got a trail system right on our campus. Go explore the waterfalls nearby. There's plenty of waterfalls in the area. So if you like anything and everything outdoors, we have that here at Western. We also have, I mentioned, the service learning opportunities, and you can see in the upper left-hand corner there, students participating in the cleanup of the Tuckasegee River, which runs right through campus. We call it the Tuck River Cleanup, and that happens typically every April. Students will go out in rafts and canoes and kayaks and pick up debris as a way to take care of our natural environment and give back to the community. A little bit about campus life. We require students to live on campus for the first year in one of our 12 residence halls. And you can see one of our residence halls there on the right, Noble Hall. It's one of our newer residence halls. We offer suite style and hall style rooming. So you would live in, for example, have a double room, shared bathroom, and then another double room on the opposite side, or 2 double rooms, a shared bathroom and 2 double rooms, or it would be hall style with several double rooms, for example, and shared bathrooms on the hall. And we also have a roommate matching system. So coming in as a first year student, if you know someone who's also going to Western and you want to room together, you can certainly request each other. But we also have this roommate matching system, which you can indicate things like, do you like to wake up early? Do you prefer quiet when you study? That sort of thing, just to make sure they're matching you up with somebody who's compatible with you. As far as dining, you can see one of our 2 dining halls on the left there. You had seen a courtyard in one of my previous slides, but on the left is Brown Hall. Those 2 dining halls are all you can eat or all you can carry setups where you go in and swipe your card, and it's stations, buffet style, cafeteria style. And then we've got 4 different coffee shops, including 2 Starbucks and multiple dine-in and to-go options, including popular chains like Chick-fil-A, Starbucks, Steak and Shake, Chili's, Panda Express, Moe's. So a huge range of opportunities and choices for students as far as campus dining. And there's a range of meal plans as well that you can take advantage of. So now I am going to shift gears a little bit and tell you briefly about the admissions process. So what do you need to apply to Western? And there's a few updates I want to share on this slide too about 2021. You need your first year application, which you can complete either on our website or on the CFNC website. You need typically the $65 application fee. However, this year for the first time, we are participating in the free application weeks. So if you have not yet applied and you apply by this Friday, October 30th, we will automatically waive the application fee. Outside of that, we do take application fee waivers for need-based reasons. So if you got an SAT waiver, fee waiver, or ACT fee waiver, for example, you can submit that to us through an online form right on our website. We require your high school transcript as well. And for the application that's on our website, you can actually upload an unofficial copy and self-report your grades, as well as test scores if you have them, and I'll talk about those in just a second. If you are currently taking college classes, I know this is the popular option right now. If you're currently taking college classes, you do not need to send us your college transcript as part of the application process if you're a first-year applicant, but you will need to send it to us if you're admitted and decide to enroll. So if you see that on your application checklist, don't worry about it. We just need it. That's a reminder for you at the end of the semester, your last semester at community college. You'll need to get that to us before you start at Western, just so that our registrar's office can get you credit for those classes that you've taken. As far as test scores, I know this is a big topic this year, but we are not requiring them to review your application. However, if you have test scores, please submit those to us because they can really only be beneficial in terms of giving us another factor to evaluate. So for example, if you had a chance to take the February 2020 ACT before COVID, please send us those scores. Don't worry about it if the scores were not what you had hoped for. Send them anyway. They can really, again, just be one additional thing that we can look at. But we are putting, of course, that primary emphasis on your transcripts. And if you don't have test scores at all, don't worry about it. We do encourage you to take the test if you can, but we will not require it to make an admissions decision. We don't require essays, resumes, or letters of recommendation, but you can email those right to us if you do have them. And we will add anything that you send us that helps us learn more about you to your file, and we'll consider that when we're reviewing. Just quickly want to go through the deadlines. Our early action deadline is coming up November 15th. If you have everything to us by then, you will get an admissions decision no later than December 15th. And that decision will either be letting you know whether you're admitted or whether we need a little bit more information from you to make our decision. We encourage you to fill out the FAFSA by January 1st, which is our institutional priority filing deadline that helps you potentially receive the most possible institutional aid. You can still fill it out after that, but we do encourage you to fill out the FAFSA before then. And then you have until February 1st to submit your application to Western for fall 2021. And that is also our scholarship deadline. So there is a separate application for university scholarships. There's a limited number of merit scholarships that we award, and you don't need to submit an extra application for those. However, the vast majority require our scholarship application, which is available at scholarships.wcu.edu. And we recommend filling out the scholarship application as early as possible. You do need to have an application for admission on file in order to be able to submit that scholarship application. So we recommend applying no later than mid-January if you want to be able to access that scholarship application, just because you do need to have your application for admission on file for at least 48 hours in order to access that scholarship application. The system just needs that time to catch up. So if you'd like to fill out the scholarship application, definitely get your application for admission to us no later than mid-January. And then lastly, if you decide that Western is the place for you and you would like to commit to coming to Western in the fall and you're really excited about it, you have until May 1st. You can certainly submit it before then, but I encourage students to wait until you're absolutely sure that Western is the place for you before you do that. But we would just need your $150 tuition and $150 housing deposit by May 1st to secure your spot for fall of 2021. Just a quick overview of our averages. So we, of course, go by the UNC system's minimum eligibility requirements of the 2.5 weighted and the 1010 SAT or 19 ACT. However, these are our averages for the past few years. These are, again, not minimums. These are just what we've seen for the past 3 incoming classes. Fall 2018, 19, and 20 had roughly these numbers as far as our unweighted, weighted, and SAT, ACT average. So 3.4 unweighted, 3.8 weighted, 1100 SAT, and 23 ACT. We are also a North Carolina Promise School, NC Promise. We're one of 3 UNC system schools who are a part of this program. So your in-state tuition, if you're a North Carolina resident, is $500 per semester, and that is tuition by itself, and it does include the cost of your textbooks, which is nice for textbook rental. And this is in place as long as you're enrolled, assuming there are no legislative changes made. We also have something called fixed tuition in North Carolina. So whatever your tuition rate is your freshman year is going to be your tuition rate your senior year. And you can learn a little bit more about this and the total estimated costs for 2020-2021. It's between $15,000 and $16,000 for the total cost of attendance. So that's everything: tuition, fees, room and board, estimated for any kind of scholarships and aid. And you can go to tuition.wcu.edu for more information, and you'll actually be able to see, you can see on the right-hand side there, a tuition cost estimator or cost estimator. So that is available on that website as well. And if you want to learn a little bit more about NC Promise, you can go to ncpromise.com as well.
Susie, this here is your 5-minute warning, okay?
Great, thank you. So this is the last slide that I want to share. And I'm going to just give a quick overview of our visit options that we have. So we do have visits virtually that we're offering. If you would like to take a virtual tour of academic or student life, you can go to visit.wcu.edu. And we also offer one-on-one meetings via Zoom. So those are available throughout the week, Monday through Friday. You can schedule a visit with us at that link as well. And then Monday through Friday, we also have a Zoom lobby from 10 to 11 that you can just drop in and ask questions to. We have a counselor available for that. So if you just have a couple quick questions for us and want to have a face-to-face conversation over Zoom, then we are there for that as well. We have also resumed campus tours. At the very end of September, we did that. And we have 6 different time slots. You can see those reflected there on the screen. Monday through Friday, you do have to register in advance because we have capped the number of people who can register for a tour at 8 people total. So you'll need to register in advance, and masks are required throughout the tour, and we'll have social distancing guidelines in place as well. But we're glad to be able to welcome students to campus again. And on that note, we're also offering open house events. We actually just had our first one this past Saturday. It is an entirely outdoor event, again, with social distancing and mask guidelines in place and requirements. And so our next one is going to be Saturday, November 14th. And then we've got 2 in the spring on February 20th and March 20th. And you can register for those as well at visit.wcu.edu. So just as a reminder for any questions, we do have the chat, but also my colleague Adam is over in our Zoom lobby, basically ready to answer any questions that you have about Western. And so we are glad that you all joined us today. And I want to thank you all again for your attention this morning.